This video is titled AC electricity or DC electricity. Why do we need both? Why don't we just have one type that's best and then just use that? I'm going to talk about uh, light bulbs, for instance, with AC versus DC electricity. I'm going to talk about a hybrid car, a Prius, and talk about AC electricity and DC electricity there. I'm going to talk about the electricity that comes out of your outlet, AC or DC. What do those terms mean? What is DC? DC is direct current, meaning the current. Now, what's current? Current is the flow of electricity. And in previous videos, we identified that electricity is made up of these little particles called electrons. So direct current means that electrons are moving through a wire, a conductor, which is a piece of metal where the electrons are free, and those electrons are allowed to gain enough energy to start moving from one end of the wire to the other. And alternating current electricity is a system where the electrons go one way and then they go the other way. They go one way and then they go the other way. And it's not an instant thing. They don't go one direction, then turn around and stop and go the other direction. They go slowly up and down, slowly up and down. And that follows a sine wave because it's a frequency of electron flow. And that frequency is in the US, it is 60 hertz or 60 cycles per second. And in Europe, it's 50 cycles per second. Sometimes we use the word hertz for that. Anyway, this is an intro to kind of let you know where we're headed with these things. And I'll put some other pictures on the screen for you so that you can see something rather than just watching my face move around. Okay, I chose the Prius for a couple reasons. One reason is there are many types of voltages used in the Prius. Another reason is I like the Prius. I drive the Prius. Anyway, let's take a look at this and see if there's some surprises that you didn't expect. Okay, first of all, the Prius has two different engines. It has a gasoline engine and it has an electric engine. So let's see, they do some other stuff though that's quite different than other cars. Trying to save trying to save gasoline mainly. So let's look at what we've got here. One says maximum 650 volts AC. AC, why is it AC? Why wouldn't that be direct current? We're driving a motor. Why don't we use direct current for that? Anyway, a nominal 201.6 volt DC battery. 201 volt battery and 650 volts AC. How do you get 650 volts AC out of a DC battery? Well, that's going to be something we need to talk about. Then there's a 27 volt AC voltage source. We'll have to investigate, why would you need a 27 volts? What is that used for? And then finally, like a traditional car, there's a 12 volt DC battery, 12 volt DC battery. And let's see what the information is here. Let's see if I can underline some stuff and make sense of it that way. There is a high voltage electricity powers the electric motor, the generator. Okay, there's a generator that charges the DC battery. High voltage air conditioning. Now, that's air conditioning compressor is run by high voltage, and that's done because it's more efficient than using a low voltage. And then finally, an inverter converter. Inverter converter. That's going to kind of tell us something. That inverter converter is going to allow us to go from AC to, or from DC to AC. We have a generator that's going to the uh, charge the charge the battery, and then we're going to have that 650 volts somehow created by this inverter converter. So we've got the axle, the mechanical force inside the under the hood in the Prius, and that is helping us do some of this charging. Now let's see, why do they have to use so many different voltages? What's the deal here? All other automotive electrical devices, such as the headlights, radio, and gauges, are powered by the 12-volt auxiliary battery. So that's just a regular 12-volt battery, like an automotive battery, and that drives the headlights and the radio, just like electronics running on 12 volts. That sounds pretty likely. 12-volt laptop electronics, those kinds of things. Yeah, let's see if there's anything else here. This gives us some more information on this page. A boost converter in the inverter converter that boosts the available voltage to the electric motor, 650 volts. Nothing new there. A high voltage hybrid vehicle battery assembly rated at 201.6 volts. This is going to be a lithium ion battery. Same kind of battery technology that's in your phone and your laptop. A high voltage motor driven air conditioning compressor. Okay, I think we talked about that already. I just went down here because there's a few other things that are helpful. Oh, the airbags. The airbags are driven by what? This must be 12 volts because you don't want the airbags to fail when you stop. So you don't want to depend on the voltage system there. I'm not sure. Maybe that is 12. Maybe that is high voltage from the high voltage battery. I bet that's 12 volts though. An electric power steering. Oh, electric power steering. That's where the 27 volts come from. Most power steering is not electric, but in the Prius it is, and there's the 27 volts. Here's some more information that's a little bit helpful. Okay, 12-volt auxiliary battery, lead acid battery. Okay, what is lead acid? What kind of battery is that? There's not a lithium ion battery. It's not a alkaline battery. It's not a carbon battery. It's a lead acid battery. Let's try and figure out what a lead acid battery does. Here's a 201.6 volt lithium ion battery assembly consisting of 56 low voltage 3.6 volt cells connected in series. Okay, what's series mean? Well, one of my viewers that wanted some DC diagrams will look at that. What does they mean? What do they mean by connected in series? And 56. Let's see, 56 times 3.6. Well, it might come up to the 201.6. Now let's see, undercarriage and engine compartment. Oh, let's see. Orange colored power cables carry high voltage direct current between the high voltage battery assembly, inverter converter, and AC compressor. I wonder if that means that the AC compressor is a DC. That's not alternating current, that's air conditioning compressor. So that must be a DC motor. For some reason that was chosen there. These cables also carry three-phase alternating current between the inverter converter, electric motor, and generator. So the generator and the electric motor, which helps drive the car along and assists the gasoline engine, those all have three phase. What does three phase mean? What is three phase, and why is that important in a car? Boosts and invert three phase. Okay, engine compartment boosts and inverts high voltage battery. Let's see. The inverter also converts AC electricity from the electric generator. Oh, converts AC electricity from the generator to probably DC voltage. And also an electric motor regenerative braking. That means you can actually use the power of the car when you're slowing down to help charge the battery. And let's see, gasoline engine, that's nothing electrical. Let's slide down here a little bit if I can. Let's see what other kinds of things we can find. I think this is all rehashing the same thing. Powers the vehicle, three-phase voltage AC motor, three-phase high voltage AC generator, three-phase high voltage AC electrically driven, motor compressor. So the AC compressor also has its own inverter for the three-phase high voltage. What's this three-phase? Three-phase keeps coming up here. Not sure why all that is happening, but it seems to be a big deal. So we need to understand three-phase. We need to understand inverter converter, and we need to understand what series connections for those batteries are. So let's see if we can get the drawing board out and come up with some of these ideas.